Hey, hi Justin, I'm Pradeep Panicker. I'm the CEO of Hyderabad International Airport, GMR Group.
Thank you so much for joining Breaking Travel News here at the IATA AGM. First of all, tell us a little bit about the airport.
The airport, Hyderabad Airport is the fourth largest airport in India. Last year, that's March ending, we closed at 29.4 million passengers. And primarily more a domestic airport, almost 82% of our passengers are domestic, 18% is international, but we are growing into a major hub in south of India. Today we have almost one third of our passengers are transfer passengers, so gradually that's growing. So that's something which we are doing, and we have the potential to go 100 million plus. And we will be reaching that not very late because we are growing at a hectic pace, almost 15% per year. So this year we are likely to do 33 million, and by 2030 we should be 50 million. So that's the kind of trajectory we are looking at Hyderabad Airport.
And how do you manage that kind of scale and growth?
It is a good problem to have, I must admit. But having said that, we create infrastructure, and before we even rest, we have to start work on the next project. So as we speak, we have created a terminal which is about 380,000 square meters, which was originally designed for 34 million. We are recalibrating with some minor changes here and there, and we should be able to go to about 45 or 46 million from the same terminal. So that's something we are sweating the asset. Thereafter, we have space. We have currently about utilized 40% of our space only. So balance about space is available. 5,500 acres we have. So that phase is going to also start developing in another 2 years' time. So that will be a major project which is going to come up, where we will be creating a cross taxiway across the road, and we will have a major southern side development which is going to come in terms of the runway and all that, and the new terminal. So that's something which you're planning. And this should happen the work should start in another 2 years' time, and may get completed maybe in another 3-4 years' time. So we should be ready by 2030, so that 2029, 2030, so that we are ready for the growth.
And what can you learn from the world, and what can the world learn from India?
So we are learning from the world a lot. Let me be honest about that. So the GMR Group, when we entered the airport in 2006, we were very new to the business. We didn't know much. So we had a team which went around quite a few airports, into Europe, into Asia, into different parts. We were picking up ideas and thoughts. And at that time, our airports were one of the lowest in terms of service quality, the Indian airports. So we learned, and we learned fast. And we are now in the ACI, if you see the Airport Council International, we are one of the best airports in the region. I mean, year on year, every year almost we hit the top. So that's something which we are very proud of. We not only created infrastructure, but the service quality, the passenger experience. That's what we work on. And that's how we know, for example, that India didn't have a transfer hub per se. So we have created a terminal which can provide that. For example, a D2D, a domestic to domestic, we are able to do in 45 minutes. We are able to do an I2I in 1 hour, and D2I and I2D also in good time, 75 minutes and 90 minutes. So that's something which we have provided as an infrastructure. We have learned this from the various people around the world, and that's what we emulate. We don't shy away from aping. There's no problem, no shame in that, doing that.
Absolutely right. I think they say steal with pride.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it really gives me a sense at the moment that you're working very much kind of in partnership with the airlines themselves.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
So Indigo is a major partner for us. Almost 60% of our load is Indigo. Then we have the Air India group, the Tatas. They also a significant share, almost 30% of the load is coming from them. So there are others who are slowly coming in, but these are the two major groups which we work very closely with. So when we do design the next phase of the terminal, we do talk to them a lot just to understand their growth plans, their inductions. So we also talk to them of possible routes where they should look at putting their metal as a come in. So that's something which we very do in a collaborative manner. Of course, they have their constraints because they don't have all the metal is not going to come in as fast as they want because of the delivery schedules which are currently running late. But so we constantly talk to them, and that's how we make these things happen.
And of course, we have Prime Minister Modi coming to the AGM later today.
Yes.
What does that say about India's commitment from the very, very top to this industry?
Absolutely. Prime Minister Modi has a vision to make India a real aviation giant. And there is a lot of things which have happened. For example, the orders which are placed by the Indian carriers, if you see both the Tatas and the Indigo, it's one of the largest in the world. Today we have about 800 aircrafts operating in India, but in just another 5 years' time, this number will be double. and then possibly in just 10 years' time, it will be tripled. So that's a huge, huge growth, and I mean the potential. Today, even if you see today in India, hardly 8% of the passengers travel by air. Although I think the number who can afford to fly will be 15 to 20%. That is a very low number compared to the global average. And for an economy which is growing one of the fastest and which is doing very well, this number is bound to grow. So there is a need for more aviation infrastructure, more flights, more. Various developments are going to happen, and this is going to be one of the not only the fastest growing aviation market, one of the best aviation markets as going forward.
Thank you so much for your time today.
It's a pleasure.